That pretty much says it all. And nobody's here. So awesome. Hey! Rafael! ¿Qué pasó, amigo? ¿Cómo estás? I decided to save the Macanudo muy bueno, señor. ¿Y tú, señorita caliente? Señorita en fuego? Yes, I can see chats again. So annoying when that doesn't pop up at all and it just disappears. Howdy, Steph. How are you today? Ah, she's not home. Send her shopping. Because women love that. And I have a feeling that Lady Fire actually does some decent shopping. Her outfits are always so cute. And I'm going to say it, and I don't want anybody mad at me when I say this on other streams and they see this. She's a good-looking woman. I mean, look, there's some women out there that really should kind of chill out on some of the things that they wear. Lady Fire can walk into a room with Raphael and nobody notices Raphael. Sorry, the door just came open a little bit. Guess I didn't close it all the way. Ah. Okay, I see how it works. Yeah, hey, it doesn't mean that she has to be expensive. She can be frugal and still put together a cute outfit that is, I'm going to say this, and there's going to be a lot of people that think I'm fat shaming or something like that on certain people. Body appropriate. In other words, it shows off the aspects that could easily be highlighted on various different women. And there's several women out there that don't feel like they're that pretty. But with the right outfit, wardrobe, small slight tweaks, and especially one simple thing. The number one accessory that any woman can wear, period, straight out, 100%, is a smile. I'm going to explain that once I get this pipe lit. Oh, by the way, this is VR0121. I've decided to smoke it because I have already screwed it up. I have found that the shellac I used does not hold to the pipe very well. So I'm going to have to sand all this off and rework it. I wish I had stopped at 2 pipes instead of doing this one also. Now I know better not to use that shellac anymore until after I get some wax for this. That's besides the point. In the pipe is Sutliff Creamy Butterscotch. I'm on the fence about it, but it's not horrible. It smells like Play-Doh from the tin note. And about a third of the way through the bowl, you actually get some butterscotch. But the rest of it, it's not very strongly aromatic at all. That is very true, Steph. There's a lot of women out there that have a pretty outside and they are evil through and through on the inside. My ex-wife, for example, guaranteed death on men. Howdy, Todd. How you doing today? Old age. Come on, Steph. You're not old. I'm not old. You're not old. And I'm older than you. So the Macanudo, the blend that Raphael sent me, I am saving that for after I've had a few bowls of this butterscotch to try and find out if I like it. It's a blend that I've had before. But I had to go back into my notes from back when I was writing everything into a notebook. I had it before, and it was a small sample gift from a friend because he went through all the cigar blends that he could find. And so I've had it before. I'm not going to discuss my notes from then because taste buds change, and as I've progressed more with pipes than I have with cigars, I want to know if my notes from then are still applicable to now. So I read through them real quick and I was just like, okay, so it's going to take me a little bit before I'm really ready to try that blend, because I don't want to sit there and go, okay, well, I just read my notes and now I'm biased one way or the other on that. Steph, if you don't feel well, Mama, go ahead, get yourself a nap or whatever. Just make sure that you're right. We'd prefer that you're right and well than forcing it. I don't feel bad about that. Well, Raphael, I'm 47. Yeah. And I got a 27-year-old, Steph, so no big deal there. Glass of whiskey. Pour me one too. No, don't. Because that glass of whiskey will go stale before I can get there. Got a cup of coffee. Got some butterscotch flavored tobacco in my pipe. Holy shit. Okay, well, there is no way she is that old. That's not possible. That is not possible. There's not a wrinkle on her body. And we've seen her in the pool, so we've seen most of it. I would have severely guessed 32 tops. Tops. And you can tell her I said that. If she's there, let her know that I'm saying it right now. I don't care. There is no way. No. No. Raphael, you are a liar. I mean, does she have those Cher and Dolly Parton genes where you just never age at all? And you, Raphael, you don't look like you're really into your 40s hardly at all. I would have guessed 40. Just guessed. There's no, man, you, good genes, brother. Good genes. And we're not talking about the Levi's, we're talking about the genetics. Gotta say though, I love that y'all are sharing your house with us on a regular basis. It's awesome. Howdy, Paul. How is it going, sir? Say hi to Sharon for us. After she brings you the coffee, though. Howdy, Sharon. You didn't hear me say that, right? Good plan, Raphael. Good plan. And I'm not going to tell her that you've said so. I'm going to go back to thinking that she's 32 and lovely. So Steph has decided that this is going to be one of her days off this month. I believe that there is another one coming up on the 16th where Mr. Dingus McSwine II is taking a turn. Well, see, look, Sharon is a lovely British name. Just ask Ozzy. Oh, the 19th, not the 16th, the 19th. I've been corrected. Thank you, Steph. I appreciate that. So, Holly's got to work this weekend. So, she's actually awake. But my honeydew list started really early, and I was able to finish up most of it except for some stuff that I can't do until later on this evening. There's certain cooking things that I'm obviously not going to cook now for tonight's dinner. Nobody wants onion rings cooked now at 6 o'clock tonight. Unless, of course, it's like 5:45 your time, and then I could understand, yeah, okay. But we got this air fryer thing, real cheap, on special. It actually works pretty good. So we're going through the things that we would want to try with it, giving it a full, good, solid test. And you know, onion rings came up on the list finally. We've done shrimp and fish and bacon and I've done some various other stuff in it. It's pretty damn good. Sons are 20 and 18 and 19. Do they get along? That's the interesting question. Does this blended family get along? So a lot of times they don't, but sometimes they do. They see that their parents are happy with where they're at, and that's what really matters. Lamb liver and mashed potatoes with gravy. Is it a brown gravy or a white gravy? And because it's probably a brown gravy, is it a thin or a thick gravy? I'm wondering. Howdy, Gary. How are you doing today? Gary is also from across the pond. I love these international tailgates. It is brown. Yeah, I'm not. It's not really a lot of people in the UK that put together a good white gravy. I don't do it well, so I'm not going to tell y'all how to do it, but like chicken fried steak and mashed potatoes has to be with white gravy. Oh, very cool. Now, will he be consuming alcohol beverages? When my son turned 21, we were at a ZZ Top concert, and we definitely consumed some alcoholic beverages. And I will say that the company that was trying to sell me these tickets damn near screwed up big time. I paid like $600 for 3 tickets that were close enough to have seats. And they kept not sending them. And then not sending them and not sending them. And then they told me they sent them to somebody else and that they would refund me the money. And I says, yeah, well, are you going to refund me my son's 21st birthday? How are you going to fix that? Because there is no fixing that. There's no way you screw up on your son's 21st birthday and just fix it. They ended up sending me tickets that were like 6 rows farther up because they suddenly realized I was about to drive to their location and just tear shit up. Not a problem, Gary. We will still be here. At least I hope we will still be here. Now, I was running late, and I am absolutely certain that because I was running late, I was unable at all to get sorry. Steph, if you can make it, I want one. That's freaking awesome hat. Though I would need it to have a green fringe, not a red one. There's a reason. Well, I will look for it. So, yeah, they ended up sending me tickets that were like 5 rows closer, but instead of center, it was a little more towards one side or the other. Basically, seats that were the same price, but I was still a little bit closer to the stage, so it all turned out okay. But they're about to see what me hulking out and going full on, letting my anger loose looked like, and that's something I do not suggest for anybody. I'm going to apologize right now for the lawn mowing. It is not my fault. They are way down the street, and they obviously do not have noise reduction equipment on their equipment. All right, Raphael, you take care, and congratulations on the graduations. And we will definitely see you later. Steph, I'm hoping you'll be able to hang with me for most of this, because YouTube has not been able to let me know when people's shows start for a while. And if I turn their show on, if it's like a premiere or it's got a live box and it starts, but I'm already in there, it won't start for me. I don't know what's going on here at the house, but obviously the last update that went through screwed up all my settings somehow. And I've been resubbing people left, right, and sideways, as I like to say, and I'm going to type this in just so that y'all can see it exactly how I say it. I like to call them useless tube, because other than allowing me to connect with y'all, they have been useless. Every time I do something, it screws everything up. I mean, I try to do stuff like, say, howdy. And what happens? This, earlier, shut down the chat box. Completely shut it down. Eliminated it. It was horrible. Howdy, Eddie. There's many things wrong with YouTube. The only good thing about it is y'all. And if it wasn't for y'all, specifically the YTPC and fail videos, love those too, but mostly the YTPC. Oh, and Mark Rober. If any of y'all have never seen Mark Rober's videos, he sends glitter bombs and makes squirrel mazes. And if you have never seen him, you don't understand why that's freaking cool. But Mark Rober, I don't know how to spell his name. It comes up in my feeds. And he was a NASA engineer, which is the reason why I know anything about him at all. well, send him back a message saying, "We love you, Skip. Stay dry." Because the only way that you're safe on a boat out in those waters is if you're dry. You don't have to believe me, just trust me on this. I worked an oil rig out there as an electrician one time. Did a solid month on, and that was what ended me working on the oil rigs. Too damn cold. But man, I'm going to tell you just like they told me. If you fall into the water and you're not wearing your Gumby suit, you're dead. We're not even going to look for you. If you're wearing the Gumby suit and we don't see you in the first 5 minutes, you're dead. We're going to stop looking for you. Yeah, it's like that. That water is way beyond ice cold. And if you can't get out of the water fast enough, you're dead. So, Steph, yes. We love Skip. Stay dry. Eddie, thanks for watching that video. Yeah, I'm smoking it right now. It's well, it's something. Now, I've just gotten to the point where it's starting to touch that butterscotch notes. But like I said, about a third of the way in to the bowl, you're going to start catching butterscotch notes. It goes well with coffee. Well, Steph, 7 hours of water survival school is like a drop in the bucket to what probably needs to be taught, but it will teach him the basics. And because he's on a boat, he's not going to fall as far as it is if he was to fall off of an oil rig. Paul's having a Guinness. I am slightly jealous. Only slightly. Because I can get Guinness here, but you can't get Ziegenbach there. Even with the cutter sprayed on, every once in a while some bug will still attempt it. Paul, if it was me, I'd just be getting a keg of Guinness. But it's not just me, so I can't. And I am fairly certain that I could drink through a keg of Guinness before it goes stale. Because not only would I be drinking it, I'd be baking bread and marinating stuff in it. There's all kinds of things you can do with Guinness. And from my days of real exploration of Guinness, I have found that you can float Guinness on top of just about every beer on the planet. I haven't found one yet that Guinness will not float on top of. Paul, trust me, if you take the average soda bread recipe or beer bread recipe, you can use Guinness instead of the seltzer water or other beers. Or there's another beer that I like to use on breads, which is Young's Double Chocolate Stout. That's also from across the pond. But yeah, it's pretty easy to do. If you like to make your own breads, simple baking instructions, or just follow the directions that are online. There's probably a million different recipes, and I really like the stouts used in baking because they really put a good rich flavor in there. And they make sure that denseness is there. It's not that thin, horrible bread that won't even sop up an egg. You know, it's that kind of bread that you just put a little butter on and toast it lightly, and you're good. You're done. Great for a snack, or a couple of pieces with breakfast is more than enough. Again, I apologize for the freaking sounds like a road crew over there, and they're just mowing a lawn. But yes, you can do Guinness into just about any kind of baking where you want a good chocolatey type anything. Now with Guinness, if you're wanting chocolate, you will add Steph, it is not a waste of good beer. But if you get enough Guinness, such as if you had a keg, to try and drink through a full keg of Guinness before it goes bad by yourself, you're going to need to come up with some sort of way to use up some of that beer other than drinking it. Now, y'all don't have to believe me on that statement, but unless your name happens to be Andre the Giant, chances are you cannot drink a keg before it's going to go stale. Okay, somebody do the math for me. If Paul's going live at 9K UK time, or at 9 o'clock UK time, what time is that here in the United States? Because I get confused on whether that's 6 hours or 7 hours ahead of time. And You can use East Coast time or West Coast time or 3 p.m. Houston time. So right after the virtual pipe club's slow smoke. Okay. Gary, it's because they know you want a certain part of a woman's anatomy, and that if you don't play nice, you won't get to any of that, and that you're willing to do just about anything to stay on good enough graces to get to that part. And so, therefore, they will always find some sort of way to make sure that there's always 3 or 4 things that you have to do right when you think you have some free time. Trust me on this. It's always true. Howdy, Everett. All right, Eddie, you take care. We will see you again at some point. Steph, if you put out a list of chores and Skip doesn't even try to do any of them, the chances are a lot slimmer that you're going to be not angry and I say it like this. There's the 3 stages of marriage. There's the honeymoon stage where you're going to have sex every day. It's great. You're getting after it. It's all the time. Then there's the we're comfortable with each other stage. So the first stage, I like to call it front door sex. You basically start having sex from the front door until you get to bed and are dead asleep. The second stage, the comfortable step. That's where you have sex in the bedroom and that's where it's going to be, and there's no more craziness. It's just what it is. And then the third stage, it's what I like to call hallway sex. And that's where you stand in the hallway and you scream, "Fuck you," at each other. Just remember, Gary, any man could drive it if it's black. It takes a real man to drive it in there when it's purple. And if y'all don't believe me about the 3 stages of marriage, as brought to you by the sex meter, you haven't been through a divorce yet. Good one, Everett. Steph, I understand where y'all are at. You got to remember, yesterday, the 4th, was the 15-year anniversary of getting engaged to my wife. We're still not married. Remember that. We're still not married. Paul, there is no pipe sex. There are pipe dreams and wet dreams, but there is no pipe sex. Unless it's somebody else's pipe, and then, well, that's the stage past divorce. Oh yeah, sure, sure. You, the wife of the Savinelli. Something tells me that does not happen. Not ever. There's something about having to relight, and really, if you're doing sex right, you're not taking time to slow down so that you can go. Okay, let's go some more. Steph, that means you are familiar with hallway sex. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. You've been there at least twice. That's possibilities, Everett. So the way to find out if a woman is into that form of pipe sex is to teach her how to smoke a cigar. If she stays, she's in. If you missed my instruction videos on how to teach a woman how to smoke a cigar, don't worry, I didn't actually make a video. I just mention it in chat from time to time. That's where you take the cigar, you cut the cap, you hand it to her, and you say, here, just put the tip of this in your mouth and suck on it. Steph, are you trying to say that you never got to the point where you stood in the hallway and screamed "fuck you" at each other? I think you did. I think you did. That's not to say that you did it in front of the kids. Oh, Gary, come on. That's horrible. Damn, Paul. Y'all are going crazy in here. That's fine. Keep going. Sure, Steph, I believe you. It's fine. Well, Steph, I would have tried to do the same thing when I was in the Army, but because I was in the Army and was not home, there was no way I could actually actively take care of my own son. So I wasn't even at home when he was born. My wife put some other guy's name on the birth certificate. By the time I got back, the divorce papers were served. I didn't even have options, but I did my best. I still stayed in his life. We talk. Best I can do. Everett. Actually, it is. It's not bad. Um, I will say that there's going to be a lot of y'all that are going to not appreciate the butterscotch tobacco. It's not going to be to everybody's liking. Come on, Gary. Yeah. Yeah, Steph, it was when I tell you that I've got the most evil ex-wife ever, trust me on that one. It was all I could do to get away from her, and I will tell you this: when my son would ask me those questions, like, "How come you're never with her anymore?" I would always say, "Well, I just wasn't good enough." And when he got to about 17, he finally confronted me with that lie. And he said, "You know, I've heard you tell this lie a million times, and I want to know why." And I looked at him and I said, "Because I'm not trying to turn you against your mother. She is who she is, and I'm not with her anymore, and that was so long ago now that there's no point in trying to tell you some sort of crazy statement and make you think, oh my God, she was a bad person." So he said, "Look, tell me the truth. I don't care how bad the truth is. Tell me the truth that you know." So I did. 4 months later was the last time he actually talked to her. Yeah. But yeah, so for the guys out there, I'm going to tell you straight out, if you're ever in a situation where you've got kids and they're with the ex-wife, whatever, don't bash the ex-wife. Let her bash you all day long. It does not matter. Treat your kids well and take the blame. And when they get old enough, they're going to ask you to stop lying, or you didn't do a good enough job of being there for your kid as much as you could. Well, Gary, some women are just like that. Sell your kids on Kid Bay. Uh-oh, hey, wait a second. I just got a notification that Aeromatix is live. That's got to be true. So we're going to go over there and join in the chat that would normally be happening right now for Steph and Skip. Thank y'all for being here. It was so much fun, even though we got onto some really weird subjects. But that's the great part about this. So anyhow, y'all take care. Try to do your best. And as always, long lives, big bowls, and long ashes. Y'all take care, and I will see you soon. Over on Jeff's channel. Bye now.